Hey guys, we're going to be taking a look at VeChain today, and as you know, we made a video on it last week and the week before that, and we basically gave you guys some updates. We said that it would basically pull back a little bit, and it has now, and so we're going to be taking a look at BTC and also the USD pairing, and we're going to see if we can find some support or if we're going to keep pushing down here. So basically right now, as you can see, we're down 1.80% for the day. As you can see here, we're riding this trend line. We're going to look at the high time frames mainly and concentrate on those and see the bigger picture here, because we looked at the lower time frames and we basically gave you guys some short positions that you could have taken. We talked at around on this candle in last week's video. Obviously we talked before that as well, but last week's video we talked on this candle and we said that it was going to drop back, and it has dropped back. So as you can see, we have dropped back significantly. The party's over basically. As you can see here, we've topped out here, basically a double top here, and we have fallen back. We basically just didn't have enough momentum to keep going. And as you can see here, we've actually lost the 10 moving average, the 21 exponential moving average, and the blue is the 50 moving average. The white is the 50 exponential moving average. And right now we're finding support on the 89 EMA, which is a light blue, as you can see here, this light blue line here. So we're finding support on that, at least temporary support, and we have bounced. And as you can see, this is a pivot area, the weekly pivot area or support area. So if we go around here, you'd be able to see that it's basically horizontal support as well. There's a lot of confluence in these areas. I'm sure there's, as you can see, there's confluence in these areas as well, confluence in these areas. And this is just something that we always look at because it's very important. So as you can see, there's just a lot of confluence, a lot of support here. And you could play a bounce play off here, but I'm going to say why it's not the smartest idea, because it will break soon. And I'm going to say why it will break soon because of the fact that if we look at the 12-hour, we're going to look at the daily as well. But if we look at the 12-hour for this is a USD pairing that we're doing first, obviously. So if we look at we'll go full screen here. So if we look at this, we've got bearish divergence from this peak to this peak here, and it's fully confirmed. And as you can see, the momentum's come to the downside. The money flow's steadily increasing into the red, which means that sellers are basically coming into control right now. The RSI here isn't looking too strong either. We've got bearish divergence, just like we did on here. And also the MACD. The MACD's basically crossed down around here. We talked about this in the last video. And as you can see, it crossed down about here. We did have a minor push up, but ultimately we've come down, and this is on the 12 hours. So as you can see here, we'll look at this basically. The momentum to downside is slowly increasing, as you can see here, slowly increasing, pretty exponentially as well actually. It's not really, as you can see here, it wasn't really that much. Even though we did tick down, it wasn't really that much, but now it's grown to a lot. So there's more sellers obviously when you see something like this, and this is completely turned down and pointing down these moving averages, especially the blue. So as you can see here, we're going to go from this peak to this peak. We're losing momentum. So you can see the bearish divergence here as well. So this is basically losing momentum. If we go to the price action, when we were here and then we came to around here, but even though we made a high, even though we made a high here compared to this one, on the price action, the RSI was actually slowly losing momentum. So it was a dead giveaway that we were going to see some potential pullback here. And as you can see, we're riding this trend line, and it could extend out to a lot and make a falling wedge or whatever, but we are riding this trend line for now. So that's really it for the 12-hour. As you can see, all the stuff that we said in the last video has come true now. It's basically not looking too good, to be honest with you. Not looking too good at all on the 12-hour. We're going to look at the daily quickly. And as you can see from the daily's actually lost the 10 moving average, a simple moving average here, which is a red, the 21 exponential moving average, which is orange, and also the pink we've lost as well, which is the 377 EMA, I believe. And so it's also not looking good. We found support again on the 50 EMA, exponential moving average, which is a white, but we have lost these major moving averages right here. And actually they're crossing down as well. As you can see, they're pointing downwards. When they point downwards, it's not good at all, especially the 10 moving average. So right here, not looking good at all. When we look at, let's look for some divergences actually. I believe, yeah, there's a divergence right here actually. So on this peak, there's actually a divergence. So there's bearish divergence here, and it coincides with the price action. Actually, that needs to be redrawn a little bit, but yeah, so that's bearish divergence on the daily time frame. But we have found support on the pivot. So this is a pivot area. So it could really, these are areas that, as you can see, we bounced here and we went up a lot. So this is a good pivot area to take longs off, but I wouldn't recommend taking a long off here at all. We may see some upside, but as you can see, the bearish divergence is actually playing out right now. If we look on the RSI, you also can see the bearish divergence. The momentum's dying down as well. The momentum from here compared to here is completely dying down. If we look at here, right here, the momentum on the RSI, as you can see, the RSI is very high right here, right? And this is on the price action. So I'll point it out for you guys. On the price action, we're basically right here. And then we come to over here on the price action, and we've basically reached this top, haven't we? We've reached this top, right? And then we go on the price and on the RSI, which is our indicator, and we see that we're actually losing momentum. Exponentially, we're losing momentum. So around here, we're losing momentum. Even though the price is around the same, we're losing a lot of momentum here, which is just a dead giveaway that this run is going to come down, and it's going to come down hard. So as you can see, it's slowly losing momentum on the RSI, trending downwards on the RSI. And so let's look at the MACD. The MACD also tells us a story. Right here, we tried to come up and we tried to have a bullish cross off the MACD right here, but then the bulls just couldn't do it, and we ticked straight back down straight away, and we're pointing straight down, which is not the best sign either. So as you can see here, we tried to make this run up, and we tried to hold basically, but then we came back down and we ticked back down. And this is pretty typical. You usually see this on the MACD, and as you can see, we are slowly building momentum to the downside. As you can see here, we did curve up. We curved up slowly, but couldn't stay up. So as you can see here, like this is, look at the momentum on these greens, and look at the momentum on here. It's just not nearly as much. And we did tick down here again, and the momentum is slowly rising on here, as you can see. So it could come down to here and then start ticking back down, and this is what we're going to look for it to start ticking back down. But as you can see, it's gradually growing here. It's growing on the MACD as well, which is not good. So yeah, that's not good either. We're going to look for something like this. We're going to look for it to come and potentially come back around, and this to come back around and then cross with each other, if that is to happen. But as you can see, the momentum is steadily increasing. Let's look at the weekly. The weekly has a lot to say here. So if we look at the weekly, basically, if we look at here, the momentum is dying down. If we look, we actually have hidden bearish divergence here. Not good. On the weekly time frame, this is not good at all. We've got a lower high actually on a macro level. We've got a lower high. Not good. Not good again. And let's look at the, yeah, so and that's the MACD. But yeah, so we've got hidden bearish divergence, so that's not good at all. This is looking pretty bad. We're actually about to lose the 50 exponential moving average and come back down. We've got some support down here with the 21 EMA and 10 MA and also the blue. But still, this is a clear downtrend, guys. As you can see here, clear downtrend. Clear downtrend. No doubt about it, this is a clear downtrend here. And we've actually failed to create a high. If we could pass this, potentially it would be really good, but we just couldn't do it, and we've lost momentum, and now we're coming back down with hidden bearish divergence on the daily as well, on the weekly as well, sorry. So shows you guys bearish divergence on the 12-hour, daily, and weekly here. Not good. This is probably going to play out to a lot more. We may even see this support around 21. So let's see how that plays out. We're going to go on to the Bitcoin pairing and have a look at that, see if that looks any different, or if basically, so we'll start on the 12-hour again, because we already talked about the lower time frames. We already played out long, so whoever did get in on the long and followed this channel, good job on you guys. But whoever didn't, just don't FOMO back in just because it's dipped down. This is going to go down lower, and we've been right so far, and I think that we're going to be right this time as well, because it's just not looking good, guys. Not looking good at all. We can potentially, so we actually have bit hidden bearish divergence or bearish divergence here. We had it from this peak to this peak, and we have it from this peak to this peak, as I showed you guys in the last video. But we actually have a hidden bearish divergence, or bearish divergence, sorry, that's playing out right now, as you can see here. So it confirmed at around right here, right on this candle. It actually confirmed on this red candle right here. It confirmed, and that's a reversal candlestick and candlestick pattern, and we've basically come down. We found support here again at around 84 sats, which is good. This is a good support area to long off, as you can see, but we're going to lose it. There's just a lot of momentum to the downside right now, as you can see on the MACD. Once again, steadily growing, not decreasing. This is a momentum to the downside. It's slowly growing, gradually growing. But we're going to be looking for something like this. So as you can see here, we had momentum to the downside a lot more, but it's slowly decreasing. So we're going to see how these tick. We're going to look for it to basically curve around right here. We're going to look for it to curve around and not actually come back down to basically be more than this, right? We want this to be less. We want this to be trending downwards, and we want it to curve around and then come back up eventually, right? But as you could see here, we slowly went down. So the same thing happened here, as I'm trying to explain to you guys over here. The same thing happened here. We slowly declined in volume. Instead of the volume to the upside basically growing, we declined and we came back down again and again. And even right here, declined, came back down. Right here, for the downside as well, even though we came back down, there wasn't enough momentum to the downside, we came back up. Same thing here. So we're going to be looking for that. We're going to be looking for this. Just like it happened here with the momentum to the upside, it wasn't enough, we came back down. We're going to be looking for the exact same thing here. But this does look pretty alarming, because as you can see, it is growing. It's growing. There's more sellers and more sellers. So we also have a tick on the MACD, on the moving averages. These two right here, we've actually crossed down, which is a bearish cross at around this candle right here, and it's come back down quite a bit so far. Also had bearish divergence. RSI is looking bad as well. It's lost the exponential moving average. This white line has basically lost it. We've come down. We have bearish divergence there as well. You can see the bearish divergence there. Also going to look at the daily right now. So the daily is also looking... Why is my computer being a bit slow? Okay, so this is, remember, this is the Bitcoin pairing. So we've got actually bearish divergence here as well also. So we've got it right on this peak. Yeah, you can't really see it, but yeah, so it's like there. It's like sort of like there. Yeah, you can't really see it, but so we've got bearish divergence there, actually confirmed also. It's playing out right now. As you can see, we've found support on the 21 exponential moving average, which is the orange EMA. The 10 moving average, a simple moving average, we actually lost, and we've come back down. As you can see, sloping down as well, which is bad. Right here, the 377 EMA, which is the pink, not good that we've lost that. When we did actually we almost closed here, right? We closed just under it, and the bulls saw that as an opportunity and they smashed us up. Great move by the bulls, great move by the bulls, and we came back down, and then we couldn't find support there, had a reversal candlestick pattern, came back down. So not good, but the bulls did take this opportunity to take us up, which was pretty good at the time, but just didn't hold. If we look at the MACD, we're gonna clear everything here actually. We're gonna clear everything, and yeah, so if we look at here, the momentum to downside is gradually increasing as well. Not good. Again, we've had this tick down. We've had a tick down right here. We've had a tick down here. We're actually growing, not decreasing in volume to the downside. As you can see here, this tick is bigger, so it's not good. Right here, when we tried to come up, if we would have wanted to see something like this for the momentum to the upside. For the green, we wanted to see something like this, or something even potentially as big as the other one, right? For it to actually hold and for us to see if we have enough momentum, but we actually didn't have enough momentum. We came back down. We had these ticks here, and then the ticks got smaller and smaller, and we slowly went to the downside. Also not good. These are just things that I'm trying to tell you guys, which are alarming to me at least, and I'm trying to tell you guys so you basically keep it in mind and not make stupid plays. Right now, don't be buying the dip just because you think it's going to bounce. I'm saying just wait, be patient. This is just a trading game. We've got to be patient with it, and if we're not patient with it, we're just going to get wrecked. So just be patient with it. We're also going to look at the weekly quickly here. The weekly looking bad still. Yeah, not good at all. RSI is completely pointing down, just completely taking a nosedive. Yeah, not much to say really. This is just the same stuff. We were about to get this cross, which we didn't. Let's go back on the 12-hour. The 12-hour basically, if we look at, yeah, so that's really enough. Like there's nothing else to really say here, apart from the fact that this is a curve pattern. This could be bullish, right? If we came up here, like we talked about, if we came up here and did like a pattern like this, and basically broke to the upside from it, and this would confirm our break to the upside from it, that would be pretty bullish, right? It could also create a cup and handle. There's a lot of things that it could do, but right now we just haven't been able to do this. We haven't been able to take this high out, which was a bad sign from the start. Not good that we couldn't take that high out. And yeah, so just keep that in mind, guys. Very alarming. We took our long, we used that opportunity, and we made a lot of money. We also said that you should put in short positions basically, and say that it's going down basically. Like not good to have not taking your profits. It's just not good to get greedy in at times like these. So I hope you guys took your profits. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Go ahead and give it a like if you have. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel for more content like this, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.